In Diablo 2, there's a lot of uniques, some super popular, but some painfully overlooked. Today we're going to look at the latter, the unique clubs, not to be confused with hammers and maces. The big advantages of clubs are their relatively low requirements compared to other mace-class weapons, as well as their more utility-driven stats. We see this from the very start with the unique club itself, Fel Oak. While not insanely high damage and even a bit of knockback making it mediocre for proper melee, it stacks on exceptionally high resist for its level with 60% lightning and 20% fire resist, making it a fairly reasonable low-level defensive weapon, and with zero requirements outside of levels, it's especially nice for early casters until they can get to the upgrades you start to get in the late teens. The next club is a little less impressive, and that's Stout Nail, but this one is a little better as a low-level weapon since it does okay in damage for level 5 and has some minor nice perks. But generally speaking, this is an item you'll only use if you find it on a solo self-found run, and you'll very quickly outclass it as you get access to rune words like Malice and Steel in other weapons. As we move into the exceptional clubs, we get to the druid-themed weapons, starting with Dark Clan Crusher, which is just an okay low requirement weapon with plus druid skills, solid enhanced damage even if the base damage is relatively low, as well as bumps to attack rating and even some demon slaying themed boosts to damage, attack rating, and life per demon kill. Is it going to be the best in slot weapon? No, but you'll be hard pressed to find something this powerful in late normal early nightmare while still keeping a low 25 strength requirement. Though at just 5 strength more, you have a weapon that is fairly good for being an interim weapon for smiters and Blade Fury assassins, but can also be a solid placeholder weapon for most melee builds, and that is Flesh Render, packing a similar plus skills and enhanced damage to Dark Clan Crusher, but better base damage as well as a plus min-max damage on top of it. What it makes it really nice is the inclusion of Crushing Blow, Deadly Strike, and Open Wounds that can be exceptionally useful to a few builds. Though as usual, there are higher requirement weapons that are better for individual jobs. This is just a solid pickup that is relatively easy to use. As we move into the elite clubs, we do unfortunately lose out on some of the low requirement advantages, since the stat requirements do spike up for these bases. That said, Nord's Tenderizer is still pretty good for the requirements, with solid damage and speed, as well as great bonus to attack rating, solid cold damage, freeze target, and cold absorb. I have used these a few times on solo self-found runs to finish all of Hell difficulty, so it's not a bad weapon for the job as long as you use it properly. And lastly, we have the one club that people generally will recognize, and that is Demon Limb, most known for its level 23 enchant charges for pre-buffing, but as a weapon, it's not terrible, though at the strength requirement for it, you'll generally be better off picking up a bigger weapon for primary use, since it is essentially just the fire equivalent of Nord's Tenderizer, but with a bit slower speed. And before it's said, if you're looking for videos on the maces, hammers, scepters, and other blunt weapons, stay tuned because those are coming soon.